Hello everyone, I hope everyone's having a good morning and finishing up your Thanksgiving long weekend. We got some trouble and we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to cut to the end. I'm going to let everyone know so you don't freak out. My Savannah Monitor, Simba, he's fine. But let's get you started based off the title, what's going on, how this all started. So every morning I do my normal routine where I come and I check on all my reptiles. I say hi to them, I spend time with them, I pet them, I interact with them, I pick them up, I do whatever type of training they need to do. Well, today I got to Simba's enclosure, and you find what you don't want to find. You find what appears to look like dried blood, which was not there yesterday. Here, here, here. So this is one of the worst and scariest things that can happen for a reptile owner. Is if you go to bed and everything is fine and you wake up and perhaps you have an injured reptile. I'm going to go over what I recommend you guys do, and hopefully this will help you if you get in this type of situation. So the first thing I did, obviously I pet Simba, he was sleeping there, I was rubbing his head, and then I looked through his enclosure because I'm getting ready to mist it down a little bit. That way it doesn't get too dry in here, and when he runs around it doesn't kick up dust. And I saw this. I saw all of this red on this bricks here, and right away you just know, okay, this is blood. So let's go over what to do. Number one, and this is the most cliche thing, don't panic. And you got to think, was this here before? Was this not here before? I know this was not here before. Okay, could this be anything other than blood? Is there anything from the top of the enclosure, paint or anything that could have came down? No. So we know this is blood. Okay. Did you just feed a live prey? Is this where your monitor likes to eat, or your lizard or your reptile likes to eat? And perhaps this could be some blood of something he ate, whether it was a live prey or a frozen thawed type of prey. No, he didn't eat that. Okay. So this blood can only come from the other thing that is in the enclosure then, and that is your actual lizard. So what do you do? So the first thing you guys have to do, you have to lure your monitor out if he's someplace you can't see. And whether that is getting him out with a piece of food, a toy, or if he's a spot where you normally can't get to, even luring him out with food, then you have to go in after him. Whether that's moving his hide, you have to check it out. The other thing you have to do is you want to inspect your monitor, especially when he's coming out. Does he look friendly? Does he look okay? Do you see any blood? Is he limping? No. Okay, great. Then we're going to have to do a physical inspection. We don't see anything on the top. We see that he's shedding. That's okay. Think of possibilities. How could he have got injured here? Maybe he was running, caught his face on this. Something like that, chasing after a dubia roach that was loose in there, and when he dove for it, clipped his teeth, could have hurt his mouth. So we're going to want to check on his teeth. One of the ways we can do that with Simba is we're going to get him to bite down on something. In this case, these tongs. Hopefully we can get him to get both tongs. Perfect. That way we can open his mouth. And it's hard to get on camera, but I don't see any teeth, I don't see any redness, no rip of the tongue, nothing. The other thing you want to check out for any type of lizards then, is there any type of hand damage? This normally wouldn't occur on the stone. It would occur maybe on the wood. Maybe he was scratching the wood and one of his claws got stuck. He got degloved. He injured his claw, ripped it out. So you're going to pick him up and you're going to look if you can pick him up. And I don't see any blood on the claws. Okay? Then you're just going to give your monitor a really good, best that you can once over. Let's get him really close. See anything on the head? Nothing on the tail? And you'll notice I'm using a glove because I'm really picking him up upside down, and I want to give him something to hold on to. We're going to flip him over to his underbelly. I'm going to turn him around so you guys can see it. Do we see any damage? By the way, he doesn't like this. Do we see any damage? No. And this may stress your guy out a little bit. It may piss him off a little bit. But it has to be done. You want to make sure that whatever your lizard is, a monitor, a chameleon, a skink, a tegu, any of those, small, big, leopard gecko. You want to make sure that they're okay. If you find any type of damage, then you're obviously going to take them to a vet if you need to, depending on the damage. If you find that maybe he just got a cut and everything looks good, maybe he bit his tongue because he was running and he was sticking his tongue out and he was smelling, and then he, so that caused him to bite down on his tongue, but it's all right, just a little cut. Maybe he had a live type of feed in there and it bit him when he was sleeping. You're going to check all that out. If you need to go to a vet, you need to go to a vet. If he looks good, like in my case, he looks great, and his behavior isn't bad at all, then you know that, okay, I'm just going to monitor his behavior, see if it changes, make sure he eats fine at dinner time, make sure he's his same playful self, look for any blood in the water, anything like that, and make sure it's clear. So you guys just stay calm, go through all of the things that can be done. Knock them out one by one, and most of the time, you'll probably never find where the blood came from. And then the last thing I like to do, guys, and some people may see this as trivial, but I promise you it's not. Any type of basking or any type of solid surface area, make sure it's cleaned off. Make sure that if it's a big area and you can't get in, you give it a good brushing. You want to keep it as clean as possible because maybe he's got a cut and we just couldn't identify it. We're going to want to try to keep it as clean as possible so when he comes to bask and lay down, we do not want it to get dirty. We don't want any type of infection. You would like to keep your reptiles off antibiotics if possible. So just come in, give everything a sweep. That's, it's besides the point that obviously he lays on dirt, but at least the areas that you can keep clean, you go ahead and you brush them down, you keep them nice and clean. Alright guys, that's it. I wanted to let you all in on the scare I had this morning, but let you know that everything is fine. He looks all good, and I hope you guys take care. Have a great day.